Hey DOT community, we are back with a live stream, and I have a bunch of guests on to discuss the current 1.18, you can see it in the bottom left there, 1.18 update that is being rolled out currently in game. So how's everybody doing today? Good.
Good, Alon. How are you?
There we go, Bo. Thanks. I'm doing good.
Sorry, I had to mute on there.
It's okay.
Yeah, so we got Candor Kid on here, we got Fandral on here, and we got Xadegamer. Guys, how are we?
Pretty good, guys. Glad to be on with you.
Pretty good as well.
Good. All right, so basically what we're looking at right now currently is, let's see, we got a couple different new things in the game. One that's very obvious here in the bottom left that keeps shimmering and sparkling over and over again, and you can't get rid of it until you get done with the quests, and that is the quest icon that we have that constantly shimmers now. It's like a kind of brownish tan color. So for all the OCD people out there that hate to see any of their, like, the little red dots with numbers in them and stuff like that they have to get rid of it or have to tap stuff, it's gonna kill those people. But I'm telling you, it's definitely something that does now take you each individual quest. If you hit this little magnifying glass, it takes you directly to whatever the quest is requiring. So, stream showing for you? Is the stream showing?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's not showing on my tablet, but I got the chat working, which is all I need. I was just
Okay.
making sure that it was working for Joseph.
Okay, cool. Fury's here. Fury, you're actually invited into the roundtable discussion. So, Fury, if you check your invites on Band, I invited you in. You can come in and talk on the live stream today. But anyway, so I know Candor Kid doesn't have a lot of time, so I want to hear some of Candor Kid's opinions on the current update, being that he's on his way to work currently right now. So, Candor Kid, could you take it away? Let us know what some of your thoughts were.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how I feel, honestly, because I'm wondering, since you automatically pick up those neutral lands, are we getting anything from those, like Titan XP?
I'm going to do one right now. I'm actually going to do one right now here, Candor Kid. It shows it right here. In the bottom right, your rewards are strictly just gold, for my mine. So I'm just going to hit the one. It says 1 portal stone. I'm just going to hit claim. And it just says land claim, people cheer. And then and it's the same as the victory screen. Now, I did get a spell. I got a fireball and 90k gold. But there's no Titan XP. So
Okay.
Yeah, that is a downside for sure because I don't know about you guys, but I always claim my undefended lands when Titans that I'm
Working on
Hey, Moon
to try
City.
to, get their XP up. And I know that's only,
I mean, if you claim all 4, that's what 1,200 XP a day, which is not a lot, but over time it adds up.
agreed.
Yeah, it definitely helps as well. And what's crazy is those neutral lands also count as battles won as well. So that adds to, if you have a specific battle count that you need to hit, that helps as well.
All right, they did bring one thing back, though, Candor Kid, and everybody else. They did bring back the refresh lands. So
Okay.
that is back for 750 gems.
All right. Well, there's still a lot of gems, but if you need more lands, that works, I guess, right?
Yeah. So,
But yeah, other than that, I'm not sure exactly how to feel until I start playing hands-on myself. Doesn't look like they made too many major changes. A lot of probably just ease of access for, your quests and getting your neutral lands and stuff. But other than that, I'm
yeah.
just going to have to take a deeper look once I get hands-on and make that decision then.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the other thing is, I did notice that besides from that stuff that we just mentioned, that too, they've also, it's cosmetic. It's cosmetic changes, but here in the Alliance profile screen, you see now in the bottom left here the amount of XP, and I'll highlight it here, the amount of XP for the Alliance and how much current VP you have for the season is now in a very flat and easy to read number. Because we have 25 million. That's it. You know what I mean? It's not some super long strung out number that runs across your screen. So, again, it's little small things like that they've changed. Oh, but I do have one huge thing that I don't know if anybody's noticed yet. I don't think anybody's paid it. Oh, also, too, if you just saw that, as soon as I went back to Castle View, it zipped over real quick to my main spot over here. So, for some reason, there is a camera refocus when you go into your Castle View area. But there's one thing I wanted to mention that I don't know if anybody noticed, and it wasn't this update. It was actually the update before this. But if I zoom in over here to the Adventurers Guild, you notice there's no fires anymore. And the Archer Titan isn't up there anymore. Since people have totally forgotten about the Adventurers Guild, I've noticed nobody has said, hey, look, they took all that away. So, pretty crazy. So, I don't know.
If you ever finish your Adventurers Guild missions, I noticed mine went away once I completed and won my Sardu.
Oh, I did just do that.
Same here.
I did just do that. I did do that within the last, 2 weeks. 2-3 weeks ago, I did my last Sardu mission. Oh.
Okay, so maybe that's
That was why. Okay, well, never mind. Never mind, community.
mine is still there on my regular, but I haven't
Finished my Stardew mission yet.
Okay. Well, then, that explains it.
Stardews, so.
I thought it was... I was hoping it meant that there was going to be new Adventurers Guild. Oh, alright. Boo.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath on that one.
Oh, alright. Anyway. Well, I just noticed that, like I said, recently, not within the last couple weeks after I did that. But, besides from that, let me see. There was a couple other things I know that was listed that were changed. Oh, yes. We have the relics. Your treasure room now. I don't have anything in there because I am being a good DOT player and collecting my treasure room. Because now it's 48 hours and things will now disappear out of your treasure room. So how does everybody feel about that? Candor Kid, what do you think about that?
Honestly, I would like to see something that says, okay, this relic is a 4-star or a 3-star, because half the time, some people don't have the food to forge or whatnot. So if they can be selective on which ones they're collecting and let the other ones expire, that would probably be a better thing, especially with that short time frame. Because I've always wanted to look and say, okay, I know that's a 4-star, I'm going to claim that.
Yeah.
I don't want that to disappear on me,
True.
But other than that, I don't really sit on relics too much. I don't really care if they disappear or not on me sometimes. So
Yeah.
it's not too big of a change, but I don't know. Some people might not like that.
Yeah. Agreed.
So here's something that I thought about that with 48 hours.
Hey,
and
Karen.
you guys can chime in on what you think.
Hey,
some
Daniel.
of us like to keep our some of our event reward tokens in the treasure room until after the event's over, but we won't be able to do that now.
Ooh.
Because the events are more than 48 hours long. So.
Yeah.
Typically what I would do on an event that I'm not really pushing for is I would just grind it without using relics and without using the relic tokens. And if I wanted to use a token, I would just spend gems. But now, after 2 days, I'm either going to have to collect that token or lose it, which means I no longer have the choice to spend gems or use the token. So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it is a change.
Correct.
Yeah, that's definitely something I didn't think about until you mentioned it, Bo. But yeah, that's definitely something. Some people need to do, or they do. They want to save up those tokens, and then they just want to spend gems until they possibly need those tokens. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a dynamic change for a lot of players. I think you're looking at both the event style, which I agree with you. I usually let my tokens just kind of sit in there, collect them. There's usually rarely at any point in time that my treasure room is not filled with 99 plus relics and items in there. And I kind of burn through them each day, the ones that are expiring for 24 hours. So for me, I mean, if I'm going to have much larger stacks that are going to be in there with a max of 48 hours, it's definitely going to push people to probably either, like you said, Candor, either just let them expire and be selective based off of do I want to even waste my time with that relic? I agree with you. I wish we had the ratings on there for the stars. It would definitely help. But I think I think this is, the much undesired to talk about, but it definitely exists, is the airplaning with Titans. There's things that are out there that you can do. Not going to go detail, but this, I think, cuts down on the amount of time that people can let certain things sit in their treasure room to kind of tamper with them until they expire. So I think they're kind of attacking that dreaded, APM that everyone always talks about. And, some people want, some people don't, whatever it might be. I think this is a little bit of a directive towards trying to cut down any, engineering of items from within the game.
Agreed. I think you're absolutely right about that, Fandral. And the less engineering we have in the game, the more fair play that we have. I think the less complaints.
Yeah, so I think I haven't experienced this, but I have been told that your Titans no longer go to your treasure room; they go directly into your Titan Hall.
Ooh, okay.
So
there's Caesar.
That there also.
Hold on a second, Bo.
You were saying there.
Hold on a second.
Fandral, if they go directly into the Titan Hall, then they're already there. So there's no opportunity to try to engineer them.
Hey Caesar, just so you know, you can jump in on this live stream chat. You need to jump in the chat room on band. You have been invited.
Lately, I've just been getting a lot of 3 stars. I'm not really getting that many 1-star, 2-star relic drops anymore. They go into the treasure room. I kind of maybe I'm just burning through them faster than I realize they're there. But for the past couple of weeks, I've been buying relic spots like crazy just because I need a little more room. And I think everyone might know by now that I hoard my relics quite often. I don't fuse away any 3 stars until I kind of try to figure out what version they are, whether, they've got different resists for all the different types of ones that are out there. But I think having those 2 days of expire might push some people to buy more relic spots if they are constantly at that full and have to, forge through it. That this might, be one extra way to encourage even higher gem spending within the game.
So is this change? Is this 48-hour change with the having to spend the food? Is this going to cause us to experience a famine condition in DOT where nobody has any food?
Yeah, we might have to, between feeding troops and Titans and that, I think it's definitely going to be a push for a lot of people. I think and this is just an idea, but we might see more people with more farms around their castles from now on.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys, I got to get out of here, but it was great talking to all of you.
Thank you, Candor Kid.
Hope you guys enjoy the rest of Zalon's stream. I'm sure it'll be great. I'll watch it later, but I'll see you guys later, all right?
All right, thank you, Candor Kid. Oh, and we have.
And to take Candor's place, we got Caesar on.
Yeah, we have Caesar on. Yes, Caesar just joined.
Hey guys, how are you guys doing?
Good.
We're doing good. Hey, Caesar.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say when you're not actually talking, just keep your mute on.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm a little sick, so.
Yeah, it's okay.
I caught the flu.
Oh no. So you home from work? You home from work now?
Oh yeah, well, yeah, I don't work today anyways, but.
Okay.
Been like sneezing all night.
Oh no.
Puking.
Oh no.
It's not good.
No, it's not. But it's alright. I'll live.
All right.
Did you get the update yet, Caesar? No, you did, didn't you? That's because we watched it.
It did not fix my crashing issues. I don't know what's going on, man.
Oh no, I was hoping it would.
Yeah, still every 5 minutes it cuts off. I don't understand it. I mean, I don't.
I don't either. Unless it has something to do with the OS version on your device. I saw that discussion, and my device keeps prompting me to update my version of Android, and I'm not doing it. I keep delaying it.
I'm like I tell anybody who's listening, anybody who's running 7.0.0 Nougat, leave it there. Do not upgrade to 7.1.1. because I don't think they've Dawn of Titans developers optimized it yet for it. So, but I'm sure they will in time.
Yep. So, what do you think about the update, just in general? Is it, I mean, other than the fact that you can't play much, but there wasn't, we were talking about there's not a lot of huge features, but the 48-hour thing for relics expiring, is that a big deal for you?
Oh, I didn't even know that. Just now.
There you go, Caesar.
So relics in your treasure room are going to expire after 48 hours instead of 7 days.
Oh, so you got to grab it pretty much immediately.
Yeah, and your Titans don't go there anymore. They go straight to your inventory. So.
Oh, okay, I see. Nice. I mean, I could see where it would suck for the individuals who have a lot of,
Let's just go ahead and say it, Caesar. For me, people with hoarding problems.
Yeah, I mean, because now they're forcing them to, I don't know. I honestly think we should have left it.
I don't know. How many relic slots do you have, Fandral? Just curious.
It's not a lot. Let's see, I'm up to 280 right now is what I've got.
Yeah, so like Will has 300 plus in his, and he says it's all 4-star and 3-star relics.
Mine is also a majority 3 and 4 stars. Probably more 3 than anything. I've got a handful of 2s that I just kind of refuse to get rid of because I just don't see them that often. As of right now, the only 1-stars that I have are just a couple portal stones I've recently collected because they were going to expire. But everything is primarily 3 stars. I'm looking through these. Just a couple of 2 stars of things, that I usually don't see, or they're a lot of my spell relics for just cutting down cost or speeding things up. Troop relics for cutting down cost. That's pretty much it. Everything else is 3 stars. And I've been almost every single event that's been going on. The moment I collect some gems from that event, I buy another relic slot, 10 spots, so that way I can just throw those event relics into them. And hang on to them. So that's kind of been my strategy for the past 3 or 4 events.
Huh. Oh, cool. Zane, we haven't heard much from you. What are you thinking, bud?
Yeah, because I have not seen the update, but I think that was good because people want to be able to cheat and change the skills of the Titans. But that's just like
What do you mean by that, Xgamer?
Well, we don't want to go into too much detail here, Caesar, because we're not going to talk about any kind of exploits. But
he's talking about engineering Titans.
Yeah.
Like the AP mode, like you change the skills.
Yeah, that's not going.
So what does that have to do with the relic slots?
Well, it doesn't, but the fact that your Titans go directly to your Titan Hall means you no longer have the opportunity.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You know what? Then I agree. I mean, if it can cut off some of those, I mean, there are some people that play, how would you say it? I wouldn't say cheating because, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not, it's like...
Nope, it's Yuki. Hey, Yuki.
I don't know.
Advantage, like taking advantage, isn't it?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, there's a loophole that exists. The devs are doing their best to try to close it,
right. Yeah.
And finding strategies, and that's, just what it is. I don't think we, like you said, need to get too in detail and necessarily what's involved there.
Yeah.
You either know or you don't know, and it kind of is what it is for now. But they're finding loopholes, they're closing them.
All right, so the reason that they took away the refresh button for the lands was because some enterprising players found a glitch that allowed them to their lands.
Get more lands. Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they were able to patch that, and that's why they brought that back.
I think that's the case. I think that's the case.
Well, I think that we should be able to see stats of the relics, so that we can know the relics that we have in our treasure room.
Yeah, no, I agree. We really do need to be able to see if it's a 1, 2, 3, or 4-star relic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My treasure room sometimes goes. I have 99 plus, and I try to keep it empty so that I can see what I'm getting during a battle, but it's not always possible. So.
Oh yeah, because there was a month that I had close to 50 relics that just in my treasure room. Then my phone got spots, and all of them just went away.
Yeah, they definitely will go away.
Okay, so,
Good thing. Hey, Zalon, what else we got here?
Let's see. I'm gonna say, well, we still have this current event right now that has our epic tokens hidden away. I know that. But besides from that, for the update, I'm trying to see and think about if there's anything else specifically that I remember off that list.
I got the list here, and we've got the reinforcements now auto-populate.
Oh,
like your,
yeah!
troops do.
That's right, that's right.
did you guys
Speed rating for sure.
Yes.
did you guys tackle the land claim?
Yes.
Like it
Yep.
instantly claim it?
Yeah, that was one of the first things we did, yeah.
Yeah, they did that because of the ping pong.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the events, because they now lose more money now.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, these developers, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, sure, because they don't watch all our videos.
Yeah, that's
They don't
right.
watch all our videos and stuff. So.
There's a saying,
And
if there's one thing, it's another.
yeah, and can you guys check if there's new changes in the AI system?
Oh, the changes in the AI system, yeah. Well, if you guys saw the Brain just put out a very recent video that's only a couple seconds long, but it just shows enemies just running in a circle. They have no idea what's going on. So.
No, that happened before to Kamati. That's happened, and I did a
And
video.
here's another one that's not on that list. The sound. The sound has made a big difference.
Oh.
Now, do you think that's device-oriented, Caesar? Because on my device, I feel like my sound has always been perfectly fine, but I don't know.
Yeah, dude, there's like so much more kick to it now.
Okay.
Like when he's cocking back to shoot, you actually almost feel the impact.
Oh, see?
It's kind of weird. It's
reinforcements
hard
were
to
there.
describe, but I actually did a video on it, and I talked about it. Like, I mean, there's a big difference. Like, from a one
Because there's a bug that used to make a sound just loops like one
Okay.
Now you actually feel the impact somewhat. Like, you know, if you have a decent phone, and I know you do, Zalon, you got the Moto Z as well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I got the OnePlus.
The OnePlus.
Yeah, OnePlus 3T.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Oh, go ahead, Caesar.
No, it wasn't important. Go ahead.
No, I was going to just shift for a moment and just kind of think, I mean, this is kind of what I don't have the update. I've kind of just been checking out the reviews. I watch Caesar, I watch your video, kind of seeing what other people are saying. So I'll definitely get an idea once I play with it. I usually try not to have too much of a knee-jerk reaction, but this initial thought crossed my mind when I read this update, even when they first dropped it a few days ago on their blog, is I really don't know if any of this stuff was, like, I never got the feeling I needed any of this. You know, at the most, maybe the reinforcement auto-populate, but I mean, that's kind of, even I feel like that reinforcement auto-populate is a little tricky because you always have such a different mix. And I don't know about you guys, but now granted, I don't solo raid, so maybe this is helpful for the players that like bring on one Titan, one troop, and then they're always asking for those,
just what I just did. I just did that.
But I take anything because I just literally, in my alliance, I only request the dailies just so people can get those quests done. Everybody that ends up in there is purely sacrifice. So having that auto-populate doesn't change anything for me. There's nothing in here that I looked at and said, oh, wow, I've really been wanting that for the past couple weeks or months. I feel like this is something for more the devs end of thing. Like, they've got a mission for this one.
Hey, Bo.
Well, it's
Yuki was just saying something, and I wanted to hear
what
he
said.
said.
Like that this update was purely things that they have been working on that they finally finished, and they just rolled them out in an update. I think the majority of what the update was about was bug fixes that we won't know about because maybe we weren't experiencing those particular bugs, because a lot of it's device dependent. The few changes that everyone sees, I kind of think the change of the 48 hours in the treasure room for relics was to encourage people to play more because you need more food, because you don't want to lose your relics. I think that's what that was about. The auto-populate for the reinforcements probably was geared towards either just making the battle experience smoother so that you don't have to go to that screen, It ties in with the auto-populate the troops. Almost like, well, we probably should have done this the first time and we didn't, so let's just do that. Let's just do it now. It does help the speed raiders, because you're trying to get a couple attacks off as quickly as you can before you get bubbled again. So it does. I mean, yes, it's only another couple of seconds to pop those troops in there, but that couple of seconds could help.
Certainly makes a difference. I hope that they eventually add it to where it remembers. Like, I wish I could pick a saved Titan, because when I go to set up like a defense, the next time I go to raid, I still have to take those couple seconds to swap my Titan back out. Because it just
you forget.
Oh, I've been there for sure. Yeah.
You're like, oh, there's an awesome land that's got 150k food, and I need that. And oh yes, let's take my level 3 Kamate in there. So
yeah, yep.
That happens a lot. So.
Hey, Scorpion. Hey, Bo.
Yuki says that the changes seem like they're convenience changes because they ease repetitive tasks, and that's true. I do agree with that.
He mentioned earlier, and I commented in the chat as well. About the rewards from being able to just basically claim those lands. Do you think those rewards are going to stay there forever? Do you think that eventually it'll just be claim it, get the gold or get the food? And do you think we're still going to get...
Nope.
We'll still get drops?
No, I think we still will get drops. And the reason I say that is because in the previous update, when they made the changes to unclaimed lands the first time, one of the points that they made was that rewards for unclaimed lands have been increased, in that will become part of making capturing an unclaimed land a better part of the game. So I think they're going to leave that there. They are good rewards most of the time. The relics are from the claimed lands. I always claim all of mine, even if I just need one. I'll leave the one I want for last, and I'll claim the other ones and just burn them, just so I can get the rewards.
Yeah.
Right. But I think we need more fun quests like kill School of Defense. I think they should put more fun. What they think they can do and stuff like that.
So, everybody filled out the survey about what Titans we want.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the survey. Where do we find the survey, Bo?
I don't know. I haven't filled it out yet.
Oh, jeez.
The survey is on the Facebook page.
Yes, it's on the Facebook page.
It was on the 12th, yeah. On the
Yep.
Here's what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna post a comment onto. I'll put it in the chat for now. I just copied the link. I'm gonna post. I'm gonna post that link. No, I won't. It says I can.
Yeah, you can't post links unless you're a mod.
I just copied that link. I'll post it onto the video once the stream ends, and I'm trying to put it in the chat right now. But you can go to Zynga's website, or you can catch it on their Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, so
But it was asking
Fandral, you just did the
survey. So why don't you let's everybody else mute and let's ask Fandral to tell us what the survey.
Yeah, I'm still in here, actually just wrapping up a few of the questions, but it it starts out kind of one of these like get to know you, how much time do you spend playing, where do you play your devices and stuff like that. What I kind of find really fascinating is that it's they once they kind of get into talking about Titans, they they really kind of give you these different categories and things to go into.
Okay.
I'm actually filling it out now. How many different types of games do you play? So it really kind of looks like they're trying to get to know the gamer history a little bit. And then once you kind of get into the Titan talking about it, they give you these categories, and they're kind of fascinating categories, I think. They give you, there's kind of like a couple themes. There's one of them that's, hey, I like it, although they left my character out of it, Fandral, but they give you this very Asgard, Thor theme, because they give you Titans that look like Odin and Thor and Loki and stuff like that, just kind of showing you design concepts. They've got some more traditional, horror kind of characters, a vampire,
Emmanuel, I got you.
and things like that. They've got Egyptian characters, which I actually think would kind of be fascinating because that kind of brings in another realm. And then they've got your traditional more Medusa and things like that. That would be just opportunities to kind of maybe give this inspiration. The one thing that I find a little disheartening about the survey is if they're asking us, and it's not about the survey itself, I think it's actually worth the time to go ahead and complete it so you guys can influence the game. I mean, if anyone here ever comments, I wish the game could do this, I wish the game would do that, I wish they would do this, then that's the opportunity where us DOT community need to take the survey and offer this feedback, because without it, they can't make those changes. But going into it, the disheartening part is the fact that if they've been saying that they've got a new Titan in the works and they're looking at making a new Titan, but if they're only just now asking about Titan inspiration, I'd still be a long time before we see that new race or that new class, which I'm really hoping we see sooner rather than later.
Oh, yeah.
Zalon and I have postulated that we're going to see a new Titan class or a new race, or possibly both, sometime around the 1-year anniversary.
Yeah,
of,
the one I'm thinking in the next couple months here we're gonna see it's guaranteed.
I think we need more new troops too.
Yeah.
And also, I think they should make more maps like fighting in the castle and something
Agreed.
like that.
I agree. Those are all very good suggestions from everybody here on the Roundtable panel. And I know a lot of other people in the chat. We got 28 people watching this stream, so yeah. A lot of people in the chat have some other great and amazing ideas that I've seen. Ah, Shaw's here. Welcome to my live stream, Shaw.
What's up?
Hello, Shaw. Hey, Tenchi's here.
That would be
How we doing,
would be
Tenchi?
interesting. Maybe a werewolf Titan.
Ooh, Tenchi says Dragon Titans.
Starts out as human, and then when you drop a rage spell on him, he morphs into the werewolf, and that would be cool.
That would be, hey, that's actually a brilliant idea. I think that would be great. I mean, to have those characters that can like shift in the battle when anything happens. I like the idea even of the in the one what was it, the more Medusa style, they have a Minotaur in there. I think those kinds of characters also make it a bit more fun. They're a bit more Titanish. But I think that we still have plenty of gaps. I mean, as much as I really want a new Titan, but I think we also still need to see new Titans for existing classes and existing races. I think we still have a lot of gaps, but we also need something to change the dynamic. I'm hearing a lot of people talk about a little bit of that stale feeling starting to set in.
Yeah, Techni says we need dragons for the Titans to ride.
It was
Techni.
I don't know if you guys have seen it. I think it was Candor Kid who dropped the video in the band chat that I have not seen it, and it was that like someone talking about during the pre-release that I see it on the Facebook ad, and I was asking about this like 3-headed Hydra that they have in the advertisement. And then he dropped a video, and I saw that there used to be this spell that used to bring in this Hydra dragon. I'm like, why did that? I mean, granted, the thing was clearly OP. The game certainly looked much different then. But if they've had in the past, they could totally update that, tweak it, and somehow bring that back in. I mean, if it already exists to some degree, I think that would be just a fun dynamic.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm a little bit. I mean, new Titans are cool. Don't get me wrong, and they do a really good job with their Titans. We really need a new troop. We need a new troop of some sort, and hopefully that'll come around. We need a lightning troop. Is what we need.
Almoran doesn't count. Yeah, Karen. Yeah, there's been a lot of talk of that.
We need some troop that does lightning damage.
That's like a must.
Yeah. Well, Caesar, they got and Caesar and Xadegamer, two of the people here that play Ranger Titans all the time. They got to come out with something, a Titan, one of the classes, and I'm thinking it's going to be like either the Shaman or the Mage classes that are going to be the counter to all these Ranger Titans. Because we love them. Everybody loves them. But we need a counter.
Techni is saying that we need healers.
Healers? Well, hey, do you remember there used to be a heal option that we saw after an update, and then they took it away? Like, it was like, it's like a possibility, I think, for like how much healing power a Titan has? I could have sworn we saw that in an update.
I remember that. That early on? Was that like...
No, that was like 2 months ago in an update. I could have sworn they had it, and it was like healing, and it seemed like it was going to be some sort of possible skill or something. I don't know. It was interesting.
Yeah, a heal spell.
Or a heal spell.
For sure, a heal spell would be cool. Yeah, health regeneration, they called it. That's Lifter said health.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I remember that now, where they talked about health regen.
And then
because there was an icon. It was during the lands update. Remember, we had that health regen icon.
And we're like, what is this for?
Early access to the update.
Yeah.
And it was not there when the update came out, and we were all curious about that, and then it just went away. So, health regen would be something very interesting. There's a lot. There is a whole lot that they could still do. This game is still very young in its development process, even though it was in beta for 2 years. But if anybody has seen beta gameplay versus what we have now, it's a completely different game now than what it was. So there's a lot. I'm sure they have a lot of backstory and a lot of things on the shelf that they can pull out, when they need to keep the game fresh.
So here, guys, I just ran like a jump ship because I'm also doing this survey, which is fascinating, interesting question. Which of the following activities did you do last weekend? Did you visit McGrath, Alaska? Skiing, geocaching, bungee jumping, visited a flea market, flown in a helicopter? I mean, this is pretty tough because last weekend I happened to be flying my helicopter while playing poker to a flea market, which happened to be in McGrath, Alaska, where later that day I skied while bungee jumping.
Oh my gosh.
Very interesting kind of questions they have in here, and then they randomly have watch TV. Out of all these activities, that's pretty much all that I did in comparison to that list.
All right, so I actually did fly in a helicopter last week. But it was for work. It wasn't for...
Leave it to Bo.
Yeah, okay.
It's it's taking me through all these like video gaming questions and stuff like that, and then randomly throws that one out there. And now I really want to Google what's so interesting about McGrath, Alaska, and why is that one in the list. But yeah, so I'm just sitting here doing it. I just had to throw that out there. It's a nice random question. What do you guys, I mean, while thinking about it, so I mean, we've got the update, you know, that's moving along. What are we thinking we might see for the next event? I always love to hear about Zalon, especially. You usually get pretty close and you've got a nice science to your predictions.
Yeah.
You know, this current event, I don't know how well it went off with the Titan Temple altars, but what do we think we're going to see next?
I would say, I'm going to say physical event. We need a physical event. Because we've been concentrated on so many different elemental titans recently that we have, like, Ulrich, who I've been playing with on the stream right now, is a physical titan, and we haven't seen many physical events at all. So that's what I'm thinking is going to be next. If we don't see something brand spanking new. You know, we'll see. We'll see. We might see something completely new that'll blow everybody away, but we'll see. I don't, you know, I haven't heard anything specifically recently, so.
Maybe a Trials of Power that doesn't have Oracore as the...
If they have another Trials of Power with Oracore Part 4, I mean, come on. It's like a movie that they took to the 4th degree, you know what I mean? It's like the 4th sequel, you know? Nobody's going to go see it.
I was disappointed by that event. I won't lie. I was really expecting something different. What are you going to do?
Well, okay, so yeah, playing into Zalon's Black Helicopter theory there, the altar pools do not have a physical altar. Is that correct?
Well, yeah. You can go to that right now. You can see that there's ice, poison, earth, and fire, and there's no physical in there at all. I know they don't concentrate on lightning, but...
the next event could be physical.
That's what I'm saying. That's what my prediction is right now.
Or maybe an ice paladin.
Or an ice paladin, like Xadegamer says. You know, that's a good point, Xadegamer, you know.
Yeah, an ice paladin would be in the light. I want, let's see, who was it here? It said, somebody in the chat said we needed a lightning ranger. And it was Khan. Khan said we need lightning troops and a lightning ranger. So yes, definitely, we need a lightning ranger.
Sure, we do.
Yep.
We do, and I mean,
Yeah,
also, I mean,
sure
we have an existing ice paladin. Well, we've got an Alethan paladin. I know we've got the 2-star Malix. Do we not have a 3 or 4-star Alethan paladin? Is that what we're missing there?
In the 4-star.
Yeah, no, yeah, we don't have a 4-star Alethan paladin. No, we don't.
Alethan paladin.
No, we don't.
Okay.
Viking troops? Yeah, Tenchi says Viking troops. That would be like lightning troops. That would be cool. I would like Viking troops.
Yeah, they could make the Viking quote-unquote subclass. I mean, you know, troops be lightning damage. That would be helpful for sure.
Boy, would
Yep. So one of the other things that has been a big point of conversation is some sort of gameplay mode where it's alliance versus alliance outside of the normal season reward battle that you get, because part of the problem that we're having with alliances is there's really two play modes when it comes to the season. There is the grind for the top spot in Legend and Master, which requires a whole lot of time and a lot of just, you know, making sure that you log on frequently and you got to get your battles in and that. And then the other thing that goes on with the season is, you know, we're playing Farmville, which, you know, you log in, you collect from your lands, you do a battle, you do an upgrade, and you're done. There's nothing in the middle there that you know, to do, because not everyone wants to grind constantly for the 4-star, and people get bored playing Farmville. So if we had something in the middle there where it was and this alliance versus that alliance, and it's like a 3-day war type situation, and I don't know how they would structure that, but there's a way that they could make something like that so that you could go up against another alliance and battle with them. That would be less intense and time consuming than grinding for the 4-star at the end of the season, and more engaging than just collecting resources and doing upgrades. What do you guys think about that?
I agree, Bo. I'd like to see something mix up just to kind of give us, in between. They've been hinting at alliance versus alliance for a little while now, starting to lose the light at the end of the tunnel on what that one might be. But it's, I think, something to just kind of give us again that different game dynamic. I think on a regular basis. I know I would personally love to see something more like a capture the hill, using that castle in the center of your season. Creating some kind of battle over that. I mean, it's beautiful artwork, something that could be used for it, but a new dynamic would be nice.
All right. Pisces, I didn't see your comment from earlier, so unfortunately I can't get back to it unless someone else can read it from the chat. But yeah.
Khan says Titan versus Titan battles just to get the XP. That'd be cool. Take the troops out of it and just play with your Titan.
Wow. But would it be with spells or no spells?
Yeah, probably no spells, because everybody just bring free spells.
True. Well, how about this? Actually, someone was just talking about how, because everything's autoplay on defense, how about just a bunch of options, for instance, when you are a defender? For instance, for your, you should be able to have at least, even though you're not going to be able to live defend your castle or your lands, you should be able to choose some of your options. Because if you put all ranged troops down, if you have battle commands, which would be like just options that you select as a character, and then all your autoplay goes off of those types of commands, like saying ranged troops stay back, or like just some basic things between melee, ranged troops, and titans that you can use to command them a different way or a different pattern, so that you actually can have some sort of influence on your defense. What do you guys think about? What do you guys think about that?
I think if we could do the defense operation, that'd be great.
Yeah, they talked about that in one of their live streams. Was that they were working on some options for garrison defense. Now that's all they said, and we don't know what they mean. But I would like to see the ability to possibly place the troops where you want them, or pick the spawn point. That should be fairly simple to implement. Is just allow you to pick where the spawn point is.
Well, yeah, because you arrange the troops like I'm doing right now for the battle, so you should be able to have them. Yeah, okay. And then click save instead of the fight button in the bottom right. It should just click save setup or something like that.
Yeah, and then if you can select where the spawn point is, because let's be honest, guys. Garrison attacks get pretty monotonous.
Yeah, doing one right now.
So that would definitely make it more interesting when you attack a garrison, because if you're in a back and forth, you change your troops, change your spawn point, change the troop positionings, in between each attack, and then each battle that you do against the same person would be a different battle. So.
Yeah, and I think they should remove that feature that shows all your status of your Titan when the battle starts. I think that's like a cheat for
You talking about on the pre-battle where you on the pre-battle screen where you kind of see what how many spells and the relics and stuff?
No, like when you go to the battle, like they show you all the skills of the Titans. Yeah, the skills of the Titans.
Yeah, I always wondered about that. I don't know what the thinking behind that was. Other than, at least I know. I mean, if I go into a battle that I'm pretty sure I should win, and I lose, it does give me some idea as to why I lost. Because if I see the troops, pop up there and it says, 100% resist physical, and I'm taking Ulrich, I go, oh well, I'm gonna lose this one, But I mean that feature's a little useful, but I mean if it went away, I don't know that it would really affect my gameplay.
Yeah, it's good. I really like it, but some people says that it's not good because once someone from an place with them, then it tells the other members the weakness of the Titan.
Yeah, Hazelon Pisces Shark wants to know what is the highest your Ulrich can solo.
Probably like 250, depending on the Titan that I'm facing off against. So I mean,
250, really?
250? Yeah. I mean, when people, again, remember, I'm not kiting, not using ranged troops, not doing any. I mean, if you want me to take an archer in and kite 1 million defense, you can do that. But Ulrich, as the way he is, as a soloing by himself, go in, take on everybody on the map, and don't care about anything else. 250 is an easy, that's an easy way to go. If you need me to concentrate, use all my troops, all my spells, and everything else. Probably about 400. You know what I mean? Like, so it just depends. I mean, when you ask me a solo question, 250 by himself.
Yeah, so with my Ulrich, which is not as high a level as yours, but with him having the 100% ice resist, if I'm going against an Alethan Titan with a bunch of Alethan troops,
and of course, Pisces is just going to be bragging back and forth, so we're not going to bother about talking about that.
But if it's a mixed,
cool.
bunch of troops, that number's more around 200,000.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
it just depends.
Really,
and again, Pisces, this isn't like a see who's better kind of situation. If that's what that's all about, I'm not going to answer your questions, bro.
It depends on the troops, yeah.
Yeah, it depends on your troops and Titans. I mean, here, you want me to pick out a 500k Pisces just to prove a point? I mean,
solo
Jesus.
with my Avenger, which is quite good, but when you go against like Grenadiers, they can kill you easily.
Yeah. Everything all depends on situation. I can again, everybody can do, I mean, what the stuff that Xadegamer and everybody else shows, 1 million defense, yeah, Juan, yeah, see, salty. It's just because so many people in this game, it's like, they ask me or other YouTubers a question like, hey, what can this do? And I'm like, oh, I want to respond to you because I'm, I enjoy talking to the community. And then they're like, ha, 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 I can do better than you. That in my mind is kind of childish. And that's why I don't mind. I mean, I will answer all the questions people post, but at the same time, it's kind of like, all right, well, that's cool and all, but that's,
So, what else? Anything else on the update?
Mm-hmm.
I think we've covered pretty much everything.
Pretty much. I mean, I was going to say we're pretty much getting on our hour. I was trying to pretty much be streaming for an hour, little more than what the developers would do, but...
Yeah, Scorpion was asking about, so 3 or 4 weeks ago in live stream, Scorpion brought up a really good idea that I thought was having a toggle button for troops. And the way that I understood what he was asking was, where we could have instead of just having a select all, you could have select range, select, select melee, select Titan button, so that you can, because a lot of times you don't want your ranged troops hitting the same troop that you want your other troops going to. So, that would be very helpful during the battle screen, and there's room on the screen to put those buttons there, next to the select all button.
Yeah.
So,
but if we do that, there will be too much UI on the screen when you're fighting.
I don't think so. There's room. There's room for that, and if they wanted to, they could even make it expandable, like your quick access menu on the
Yeah.
So they could have one button, and if you wanted to use it, you could click it, and it would expand, to your different options there, and then you could hide it. Select range and select melee.
See, I like that, Yuki. I like that idea where you have a Titan, a melee, and a ranged option. Or I don't know, three buttons, 2 buttons, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but I hope they have fixed that glitch that the troops walk out of the map. I hope they've fixed that, because it really makes me rage.
That is not fun. I haven't actually ran into that too often. Every once in a while, the battle won't end, and I'm like, why won't the battle end? And there's a Goliath hiding behind the building over on the far left. And it's like, what are you doing over there? So,
so sometimes your ranger can reach it, but if you use like a champion, don't be able to cross the bridge. So
got the spell.
Yeah,
annoying.
Yeah.
And freeze. So, anything else? Any other topics anybody wants to discuss? Because I would like to say anything. Any other questions from the community? What's Yuki saying here? The out of bounds glitch. Yeah, that's what it's referred to. That's a great. I like that the name that he used there. That's a pretty good name for it. I haven't seen it personally myself for a little while though. I mean, I do use terror spells periodically, or they drop on me, like on my people too. But I haven't seen it in a little while. I used to see Goliaths run to the edges all the time. That was like the most common thing to happen, to have Goliaths just run to the edges. So.
I know myself. I've noticed quite a bit more turning and running. I've got pikes, Imperials that have done it recently, and I've only just noticed it over the past maybe week or so. When attacking, I'll have Panthers that will run directly at my Titan, get there, and then turn around and just run away, which is great for me because I'll shoot them from behind. I don't have any limits like that. And same thing with the Imperials. I've had a couple of battles where they've charged at me. They've gotten there, and then they just turn around and run away without doing any damage. And some maps I'm even coming across where, my troops will be running around, and then once a group of, it's mostly been Imperials, once they spawn, they just stand there. My troops don't attack theirs don't attack mine. I've got to kind of reissue that command. So I've definitely noticed some changes in, what's going on with that enemy AI.
I see that last one more often is where they just stand there. And usually it's the last troop. I've noticed sometimes they get hung up on an obstacle. It's like for some reason the spawn point is really close to an obstacle and they just don't move.
Yeah.
You can go get them. You just got to make sure you know that they're there.
Yeah, it usually happens in this map that's a little more shotgun style, and Imperials spawn like right on the edge of trees. And that's where they get caught up. Specifically, I can tell you, it's the map where It's very narrow, shotgun style, and you've got usually 3 imps that are
Manual,
set up in a
those
zigzag with 2
were 15s, I think.
grenadiers towards the back, and that spawn point's right on the trees, and that's what throws them. It works for me. I'm not complaining about it because it's good for me, but if it's happening on my defense as well, then that's not such a good thing.
All right, so let me throw a question out for the group here. Which Titan are you currently working on the most? Caesar.
What's your type?
Durat right now, 3-star.
Working on Durat. All right, Zade, how about you? Which one are you working on?
Not really Xadegamer, but I'm trying to start work on Draco from the event.
Okay.
Draco. Yeah.
All right. Oh, cool. All right, Fandral, who are you working on?
I'm splitting my time between Arvan, who I just got, and Kuba, both berserkers, but I don't have a 3-star ranger to work on with my Panthers, so Kuba's the best I got. I'm pushing him, but I'm also prepping Arvan for, I don't know, I'm just trying to get anything lightning. I feel like that's going to be relevant, so I'm working that lightning right now.
Okay. Zalon, how about you, Zalon?
Me, I'm gonna actually put mine up on the screen so everybody can see. But me, of course, for my heavy attacks, it's gonna be Ulrich, and then of course my semi-medium attacks, I bring my Solzar in to level him up a little bit more. But those are my 2 main attackers. But then I of course have, you know, if I'm working on, and of course you guys saw my my fusion video. When I'm leveling up my, you know, my other 4-star Titans, Skolnar's the man for Guardians, and the other one would be Krothos. I've been leveling up Krothos for my Berserkers. So I mean, besides from those other 2, my Ulrich and my Solzar attacking, I'm fusing all the other stuff in the meantime to try to build my 4-star Titans up as best as I can. So.
Yeah.
Zalon, your very slim Titan haul is interesting to see.
Well, no, it's not. It's not as slim as you think. I was just going by, watch, hold on a second. I'll show you really what my Titan haul is like. Because that was based on class. And it's because, yeah, watch. Here we go. All the 4 stars, but then we get a very slim pickings of 3 stars because they're infiltrators and paladins, because I have no 4-star infiltrator or paladin.
Oh, there we go.
And then you see,
when I first saw it, I thought all your 3 stars I was like, I know.
No.
Zalon's got quite a bit more of a Titan collection. You're along the lines of me. You like to collect for collecting as well.
Yes, I do.
Georgie says he's working on Ishkar. Yuki is working on Italis. Bora is working on Solzar. Khan is working on Duran. I myself am working on my champion skilled yard dog.
Marius, I've been playing since December of last year.
25, and I'm enjoying having a kind of a unicorn Titan, you know, because he's a ranger class, but he has champion skills, so he's got armor piercing critical damage type skills, and which makes, even though he's only level 25, he's very powerful compared to a normal ranger Titan at level 25. Plus, I wish I had him.
Yeah. Sure.
Sounds like Tolan.
I wish.
Yeah, Tolan. Yeah, Tolan's a good one. All right, so Yuki says, how do you feel about Titan leveling? Is it too hard or too easy or just right?
For a little bit. And
all right, we're live again. Well,
I didn't officially get it through the app. I got it through an APK, and I do remember, you know, playing it like 2 years ago. I only played for a slim amount of time, but it has come a long way, and there's so much room to grow. But I honestly think if they're gonna do anything, it needs to happen very soon.
I think they've got some big stuff planned for the 1-year anniversary coming up in November. Around
This is great.
Did we get? Are we back?
Yeah, we're back and we're live. Yeah, we're back and live, and everybody just needs to reload. That's all. It just,
Okay.
it's fine.
Yep, it's all good.
There we go.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, since there was people still in the room, it keeps everything.
Question
So.
was, Yuki asked,
Hmm.
do we think Titan leveling is too hard or too easy or just right? I'm going to go on record as saying that leveling a 4-star is too difficult for players that are free to play.
Yuki broke the stream. No, he didn't.
I agree. I think right now, making a 4-star, getting them from scratch at level 1, you're just really not getting the value from the fusion investment into them, costing too much food, not getting enough really XP from it, and it just. Granted, I like the fact that the skill guarantee, per level, but the amount of time it's going to take to push a 4-star from scratch. I mean, the only ones who have that advantage are the ones that are winning the 4-stars every single week that are getting that extra plus, but you're not seeing anything from, 2-star, 1-star, which is what a majority of the players are getting in here, which, granted, I get it. It should take you time to get there, but at the current rate for a new player, it easily could take them well over a year to truly max out a 4-star.
See, this is why the Titan Arena and the Titan Monuments have a big factor in it. They should bring back where you're able to raid. Pretty much, what was it in the past?
It was once a day, but each one of them, you could raid each one of them, but they cost more portal stones.
They need to bring that back. If they can do that, I think it's in the car. Yeah, if they can bring that back, it'll level it out a little bit more, and you're able to.
I've been working on my yard dog champ since that event, and he is at level 25. Most of that is through fusion, although I was able to get a few levels during an event. And Khan says that leveling a 4-star takes about 3 months of very dedicated play if you're free to play, and if you pay to win, then it takes 2 weeks. I mean, those numbers, maybe aren't exactly 100% accurate, but the disparity between free to play and paying players is definitely that's the difference there. If it's 3 months, just hardcore playing with a Titan versus, I'm gonna, drop $100 and pull some
Titan leveling is
Titans
garbage.
and
Yeah, Tom.
That's what I was getting at there.
Right.
And Tom says Titan leveling is garbage. Yeah, I gotta agree with Caesar. We need to be able to raid more than one monument. Well, maybe not necessarily the monuments, but the arenas for sure. We need to be able to do all the arenas. I would be great with doing all the monuments every day.
Like how we used to.
Yeah, like how we used to.
I mean, I don't know why they did that. I mean, it just.
I don't know why they did that. It costs more portal stones. Con says it costs more portal stones to raid as many times as you want is what the arenas were before. Yeah, that's true, but you could do each arena. You could do Arena 1, Arena 2, Arena 3, and then, you had to spend stones to do it again, but you didn't have to do that. You could just go do the next one.
Yeah, and it gave us a choice. It's not like you had to do it. The choice was there. Now there is no choice, pretty much.
I think they kind of tried to. This is just more timing that I not saying it is or isn't, but I noticed that kind of died out after they did a couple of the Spoils of War events, and everyone was like, hit the monuments, as often as you can to get guaranteed 3 Titans. So I think that timing just kind of went in there with that Spoils of War, but I think the monuments fine, leave it how it is. But the arenas, we should definitely be able to hit those for that XP. That would make and that XP I think needs to be higher than what it is.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it does too, especially now since it does take more XP to level a Titan, and no one's really talked about that much. But with the change to the fusion skills and relic slots unlocking, they also changed the amount of XP required to level up a Titan. I don't know exactly what the numbers were before and after. I'm sure Yuki knows. But it does take more XP now to level a Titan than it did. So we definitely do need something. I mean, even if it's just more often having a fusion event like we saw. This recent fusion event, which was the first one we had in a long time, and it was really nice for people like Zalon and Fandral and myself that hoard Titans. We can get a lot done during that fusion event, but I don't want to wait 6 months for the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they need to work on the XP because if you fuse a 3-star, like into another one, you should be able to get the same level from them.
I mean, you're gonna lose XP when you fuse, but if you do the same class fusion and get the affinity bonus, you don't lose as much. I mean, I can understand. Yeah. I can understand why they would design it that way, because it makes you think about, okay. So imagine if you kept 100% of the XP for your Titans, right? And you fuse them, then there would be no real reason to think strategically about which Titans you want to work on next, because you could just switch midstream and be like, oh, I just got this brand new Titan who's level 0, and I don't no longer want to work on my level 25 Champ Yard Dog. I'm just gonna fuse them into this other one, and now he's level 25.
I think they should at least make it halfway or something, because this game is based from a 1 star to 4 stars. 3 stars should be more valuable. Prime example, I have a Durat level 44. When I put in a 3-star level 1, I'm not getting nothing out of that.
Yeah, level 1.
I'm not getting nothing, but it should be more valuable. You know what I mean?
I mean, the trick is with that is the higher level you go, the more XP it requires. So there, even though you might be getting the same as you do at a level 1 when you're fusing him into it, it's just that the scales have tipped into a higher XP rating. However, there definitely needs to be reasons why you'd want to start sacrificing your 3 stars that are really motivating.
Yeah, like crappy skills.
Yeah, that's true.
Like nobody wants to, let's say you get luck of the draw and you get all crappy skills. You don't want to invest time, but then you have to, fuse it. I mean, you can sit there and, I don't know. I just think it could be balanced out just a little bit better.
Agreed. I definitely agree with that. I think the trick is just when you look at the level to level comparison, there's that definitely explains that it's not going to look like the massive gains. There certainly needs to be a much bigger benefit.
Yeah, I think that
the other point. I was going to say the other point that Tom brings up here in the chat is that it takes so long to level up a Titan especially for free-to-play players, that by the time you get the Titan leveled up, the meta has changed, and maybe that Titan is no longer as useful as you thought it was going to be. That's.
I mean, I'll definitely. I don't know how many other people here are or are not, but I mean, since the game came out, global for December, I've been on, and I have not spent a single penny. Which, I mean, granted, I really want to consider doing it just because I want to support the game, but I like offering up the aspect of the totally free to play and what people can do. I know I'm going to be at a disadvantage to players that pay. That's just what it is. I cannot. I think anyone who's free to play needs to just realize that you cannot necessarily compete at the same level or have the same advantages that pay to play payers have.
And that's not just this
Yeah.
game. That's everything.
That's right. That's everything. But
Yeah.
I mean, but looking at this and the aspect of being free to play and what they can do, I honestly think, and this is, I mean, I dropped a little video out there, but I want to do a little more often, is I'm using current 3 and 4, like 3 stars, I'm, putting a little more investment into. My 4 stars, I'm kind of treating them more as a hobby. And if they've got good skills, which, I mean, granted, I only have, I think, 3 4 stars, which have decent skills, I'm using them because they're just going to be my long-term projects. I'll get them there eventually, I'll have them, but I honestly think a lot of free-to-play players and a good core group of the Dawn of Titans community, which is, maybe that mid-levels, they're falling between levels, maybe 9 and 10 through 15 and 16, really need to not just put away 2-star Titans. I did that video with Laco. She is my main go-to. She, with the Panthers, using that meta, I think 2 stars can still really get you a lot done when you're looking at resources and farming, during your, not farming in general, but like getting those raids to get the stuff to put into your other Titans.
One of our players, Syntax, he has what he calls his VP farm. He has an army of 1-star Ceros Titans that he's leveled up and has relics for, and he has a bunch of lands too, like 18 lands, and he can throw those 1-star Ceros Titans on the land with a bunch of Imperials.
Yep.
And maximize the resource generation for those. And I mean, it's pretty amazing what he can do with just this army of 1-star, and that's a very common Titan. You get those drops all the time. I think I've got about 8 of them. And I've been working on that same strategy, not necessarily for competing, for the 4-star at the end of the season, but for when I'm in upgrade mode.
When you're maximizing what the land can put out, those 1-stars with the right troops can really go a long way. I don't have an army of Ceroses, but I do have one of them, and I even have a couple of like 1-star Rangers that I'll use to just push that up a bit.
Oh, Con says that. So, here's this pretty interesting. Con says that you have exactly 0.0001% chance of getting a 4-star Titan from a battle drop. And the reason that he knows is he opened up a ticket and asked them during a pool event, and that's what the developers told them. So that is, I've never seen a 4-star Titan drop from a battle.
No, I haven't either. 3-star, yes. 3-star, yes. Yeah.
I have gotten a 3-star drop.
Yeah, me too.
I have gotten a 3-star drop Titan from a battle, but I've never gotten a 4-star.
And I've got a crap load of 4-star relics
from battle. Yeah, you can get 4-star relics from battle. Very, very few, but you can.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I get some 4-star relics from battle, but it's always like, I got a 4-star Vambrax, or something.
Yeah, there's like the common 4 stars.
I would say once every 2.5 months.
That sounds about right, because I played for, I don't know how many months it was that I played without getting a 4-star drop in battle. And then since I got that first one, it seems like I've gotten about one a month.
Yeah, that's about, around that.
Yeah, and I don't know if that has to do with, it seems to me like some stuff has to do with player level and castle level.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've just noticed that as I've progressed in player level, that the frequency of my 3-star and 4-star drops have increased. And I don't know if that's just observational bias on my part, or if that's actually part of the game.
Well, I was gonna say I'm just battling away while you guys are talking. So I mean, anything else that you guys want to talk about? Any other questions or anything? I can.
want to talk about relic forging and how much it sucks.
Oh, here we go.
Indeed. It is so spontaneous or
Sporadic, yeah.
look. I came up with a formula for relics.
He does gambling.
7%, okay, guys? That's it. 7. Every one I've done. And I have a crap load of 4 stars. Yes, 4 stars, fully maxed out relics. I don't know if you ever watched my videos. 6, 7%. You have to have all of them filled up. You know, all 4. No matter how you do it. 7 is the lucky number.
Oh,
I'm testing this right now.
Fandral's gonna test it.
Hold on.
Wait. So what you're saying is make sure that your forge chance percent is 7.
7, yes, 7%. Now, I guarantee you, 1 out of every 5, you will get it.
Wow, 1 in 5, Caesar.
Guarantee.
So in other words, 60% of the time, it works every time.
There you go.
Somewhat, yeah. I don't know. So, now, it would be my luck that it won't work for you guys, but, it does work for me very well. That 7 is, I don't know why.
Zalon, you gotta do that.
All right, well, I'm in battle. So hold on.
I'm at 7%. I'm gonna just test it. Let's just see what happens. I'm upgrading. I've got bitter dirks. I'm pushing it up, trying to push it up to level 7. Maybe that'll help. I've got
Make you look good.
I've got 2 1-stars and 2 2-stars on here to forge. Let's just see if the 7% does the right thing. Also, just an FYI, I have the worst luck of forging relics. So,
it's okay. It's all right. Just try it a couple times.
I don't think I've had success for this. And forge failed. I don't think I've had success. I don't think I've had success upgrading a relic in about 2 or 3 days.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
So,
And I burned through about 70 relics, forging into just 1 relic. I've been trying to push my 4-star bitter dirks up, and in 2 or 3 days, about 70 relics, I have not had a single success.
Yeah, I got a 3-star bitter dirk fully maxed and a 4-star bitter dirk at level 8.
All right, so it's 7%. 7%, huh?
That they do, and I know that they had mentioned that they were talking about changing this, is that they make relic leveling the same as the way that they changed Titan skill unlocks. It's basically just give your relics an XP and have it increase as you put more and more relics into it, and take out the chance, because no one likes random number generators in their games, because you just it is great when luck falls on your side, but if I'm working on a 4-star relic, I don't want to have to pump a bunch of 3 stars in there.
Yeah, exactly.
And just take a chance. I would much rather it be okay. Yes. Okay, so if it takes me 10 3-stars to get my 4-star relic to the next level, I'm much better with knowing that as soon as I put 10 3-stars into there, that it's going to go up a level.
Caesar was right. I just did 5 times. Yo.
Have a chance that that's gonna happen.
Yo, Caesar was right. I just did my 5 times. I just did 5 relic forges of bitter dirks at level 2, 4-star at 7%, and my 5th time it worked on stream. Wow. Everybody can watch.
All right, then I'm hoping I've got 2 more because I just had 3 fails in a row. So let's just see it.
Sorry.
It's just that
it worked.
Number, guys.
It worked.
I don't know what it is, how it works.
It just worked. I can't believe it.
That's very awesome. How come you didn't tell us this before, Caesar?
Yeah.
No clue.
No, I know why.
Well, everybody knows now.
Yeah, well, Caesar Sevens. We're gonna call it Caesar Sevens. That's what it'll be. Caesar Sevens.
We're an hour and 40 minutes into the stream before this.
Yeah.
And the great thing about this. And the great thing about the number is it's not a lot of food, and you don't have to use a lot of big relics to do this. So, if you try it, now don't get it twisted. So, sometimes it all depends, guys. But the 7% does work. I mean,
hey, if it goes for the 5th, all right. I'm kind of scrounging for some 2-stars, but I've got 4 out of 4 failed so far. So I'm hoping that 5th one's gonna do it.
Come on.
Come on, mix.
I hope you're looking as bad as you say it is.
It's terrible. Again, I'm going on 2 days of a losing streak. Now, granted, let's see. I'm hoping I still have enough 2-stars to do this.
Are you filling up all 4? Correct.
Yep. 2 1-stars and 2 2-stars is what gives me the 7%.
7, yeah. I think there's another way around too.
Well, I was using all 1-stars. I was using all 1-stars, 4 1-stars at a time.
Give you some luck.
Come through for Caesar. Come through for Caesar.
Well, see, this right here is what highlights the fact of why people don't like quote-unquote randomness in these games.
Yes, I know.
If it's supposed to be random, it needs to be random, which means that you can't find a pattern that works repeatedly.
Yeah,
if you find a pattern that works repeatedly, then it's not random, and we feel like we're being lied to.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, guys, I'm telling you, every relic I have has been around that area, 7%, 6%, 8%, around that, and I've stuck with that for about a year. I mean,
don't worry, Caesar. My bad luck continued for you.
Oh God, go figure. Worked for Salon.
Right. It worked for Salon. There you go.
You know what? Just keep trying it. I mean, you will get it, and the bonus is you're not wasting, stuff. You will get it. I guarantee you that. Just stick with it. You will get it. There's no way it could work for me the way it does and not eventually work for you. That's how I see it.
Well, I'm using Bitter Dirks, which is all about Panthers, and we know that when it has bits of Panthers in it, it works 60% of the time, every time.
And it's very stubborn. I'm going to tell you now, those poison ones, for some odd reason, like the Bitter Dirks, the Poison Blade, those 4 stars I have, the Tainted Bow, I did that way too, fully maxed 4-star. They can get stubborn at times. That's when you just got to stop and go back to it at a later time.
Yeah, and sometimes you just got to mix up with the raid. I'm loving it. You guys see Emmanuel, I see your comment here in the chat. Devs be like, guys, they found out. Change the number. Yeah, I feel like that is pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, that's what give us a system where, I mean, just pick a number. All right, let's say you've got a 4-star relic, and you want to get that 4-star relic up to level 10 maxed out. Pick a number of 1-star relics that it's going to take, like 1,000, okay? Which I know that's a large number, but you do get 1-star relics like all the time, right? So if it takes 1,000 1-star relics to get a 4-star up to level 10, then maybe it doesn't take 1,000 2-stars. Maybe it takes 500. Maybe it takes 253 stars. Whatever, give them a value, and let's just do it, because I'm tired of the randomness. I barely try to forge relics at all, to be quite honest with you. I just don't until some sort of change comes on.
Right.
So,
I mean, I can see where it can get.
Tom says it probably is 1,000 at the rate the percentages were, and I agree with that. It probably would take you 1,000 1-star relics to max out a 4-star. But what I'm wanting to see is I want to see my progression. I want to see that little bar go up. Like when you use the Titan. I know this 1-star Titan's only going to get me, 2% to the next level, but I want to see that 2%.
A Than jumped into the chat. Where did he say he's from?
Vietnam.
Okay. I was just going to say, because we did know that DOT was being released in a bunch of the around the Asian continent, so I wonder if that just happened recently. Because I have noticed...
I have been seeing a lot more new players as well.
Okay, yeah, because I have noticed a lot...
I'm not salty at the game. I still enjoy the game.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's like having a job, right? You can enjoy your job, but you're still going to complain about it. That's part of the fun of having a job is being able to complain about it. So
Yeah.
part of the fun of DOT is being able to complain about DOT.
That's true. Remember,
When you know a game is good,
yeah.
is no matter what you say about it, what happens,
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, Ron Gamer says it works? So what? So Ron Gamer, you're having some relic forging success with the Caesar 7s? I'm calling it the Caesar 7s, just so you know.
The Caesar 7, there you go.
Yeah, the Caesar 7s, man.
What, you did it again?
No, not me. It looks like somebody else, Ron Gamer, in chat said he did. He said,
Oh, wow, interesting.
He said, wow, it really works.
I hope it did. I hope I'm the only one. 5 times with 7% chance success.
That's
good. I hope I'm the only one that has terrible.
You will get it. You will get
it. They look at my account. They're like, hey, he's totally free to play. Let's give him the lower chance. Let's actually not even give a chance on there. Let's just, if he happens to get it, it's because there was a bug.
Ooh,
I
nice,
feel like
Ron.
that's my luck with forging.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. They're going to say, does he have different characters in his name? Yes, he does. Let's mess with...
Yeah, that's right.
We'll mess with him.
Hey, Zalad, let's talk about this for a minute. Let's see. What do you think it would take to get us to be the guests on the Dev Live stream?
Bat out of hell.
Wait. What?
Ron says if you get 5 times with a 7% chance success on a 4-star IC.
You're going to get your bill.
Ron, very awesome. And yeah, well, I don't want to forge away 4-star relics. And that's the thing is if the 4 stars, you should. My opinion is that nothing in this game should require you to sacrifice a 4-star anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 4-star Titan that I am going to fuse as soon as something comes along that makes that attractive. But because he's got crap skills and I've got another one of the same class, I don't need this other Titan. But for some reason, I'm just hanging on to him and I can't seem to let him go. You know. I don't know.
Pike, man. All right, well, Fandral, you...
I agree with you, Bo. Those 4 stars should never have to be sacrificed to really kind of get anything. It's the goal. The goal is you're working towards a 4 star. So why would you really want to get rid of them?
Right, and I almost think that the population of 4-star Titans in the game is a little high. If they want 4-star, we know that they want 4-star Titans to be somewhat rare, right?
Well, that's right. That's the idea, that they're rare. But I know where you're going with this. Is they're giving them away every event. They're giving them away every season.
No, not that they're giving them. I don't have a problem with them giving away every event. But what I'm saying is if it's rarity, then shouldn't it be that there are less 4 stars than there are 3 stars, and there are less 3 stars than there are 2 stars, and less 2 stars than there are 1 stars?
No, yeah. I agree with that. Like 1 star should have the highest number of Titans. 4 stars, there should maybe be just a handful of them per race. I mean, maybe 1 for each race of 1 of each class. There shouldn't be,
Well, and male and female. Fandral, they
but I get what you're saying there.
Fandral, they did the male and female thing though too, though. They did the female versions of a lot of them too. Again, we don't want to be racist and have only male Titans. So I can understand why there's like there's Vixia and there's Edalus, because not every Titan should be male. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, honestly, I actually prefer a lot of the design elements of the female Titans, sometimes even more than the male ones. And then there's some of them you can't quite really tell.
Yeah, there's that true. There's that true. Yeah, you can't tell at all in some.
See, Joran, the Titan. She's a girl.
What was the one that Yakface? Was it Yakface that we asked about?
Oh yeah, Yakface is definitely a dude. Just so everybody knows that, Yakface is a dude.
I gotta throw throw some credit out there. Zalon credited me for calling Yakface Yakface. I wasn't actually the first one that did that. That was actually Yakface in our alliance that said Yakface is Yakface.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's Yakface Club, you mean, which is William's club.
Yeah, that's William's club from Pinheads, Pinheads for Life, and he was the one that called. And in fact, he liked it so much he changed his name to Yakface.
Yeah.
Zalon, do you have a Joran?
Do I have a Joran? Currently, I don't think so. Hold on, let me check, though.
I see, I'm watching the chat here, too. Ron Gamer says, 4-star helm, 4th attempt success with 7% chance.
Wow.
The Caesar 7's working.
The Caesar 7s. Oh, man.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. We have other people in stream.
Gamer in our stream.
Oh man, I hope this doesn't go viral. Damn devs, they're gonna be like, oh, we found out the number. So 8 for 7.
I know what I'm doing when the stream's over, just saying. So.
Yeah. I don't care, to be honest. I don't think that there is a way they can, You know what the funniest thing is, guys? For everybody listening, when I first started, I was using like 50, 60, 70%. I was getting fails. Then when I went to the lower method, because I didn't want to lose, my good relics and my and more food, it worked better. And I was like, I was trying to process, what's going on here, and because it makes no sense whatsoever. And yeah, that's pretty much
I agree. I agree, Caesar. I've had the same number of successes at 1% or 3% that I have.
Yeah, a lot of
68%.
people.
So I stopped going at that.
You guys, remember Godan? Remember Godan?
Oh, yeah.
He was actually the one that I got it from, because, well, not the 7%, but he would do 1% all the time. 1%, 1%. And I just bumped the number a little bit higher. And
Well, let me ask you this question. If we figure out that this is actually a thing that works repeatedly and they change it, can we ultimately blame it on Godan?
Yeah. That's all right. He can still stay scapegoat. That's fine.
Poor Godan. Oh, Lord.
I'm just kidding. But I'll definitely go. I may empty my treasure room with 1 stars and 2 stars. Just to see if I got enough food. I don't know. We'll see. Because what I used to do is, after an event, you got all these, especially when there's a 3-star guarantee, you got all these 3-star relics that are not good for anything but fusing. And I would like you said, Caesar, I would throw 4 3-stars in there. The chance would be like 60%, and it would fail. And it's like, and then you do a 2% chance, and it succeeds. And it's like, okay. I know that I can flip a coin 100 times and get pretty close to 100% fail. That's how randomness works, but I can't say for sure whether my, next flip is going to be, heads or tails, but over time it should average out, right? But I don't know that the random is actually random, and that's what bothers me. So.
Fortunate thing is, this is comparing it to like the casino situation. If it's computer programmed, it truly cannot be random, because the system eventually has to be told. When it's coding, There is no true random when it comes to coding. There has to be a time when it's told to win, and it's whether that is mixed, it's never truly random.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Well, so one of the theories about relic forging that one of our members postulated was that there is a random number that is generated, and it's based on the basically they take the relics that are in your relic inventory and the relics that you have in the forge, the 4 spots, and there's a value associated with those, and then they hash that number, And if that number is higher or lower than the percent number, that's what determines whether it's a success or not. Because one of the things that we used to do was, or one of the things that I would do is when I'm trying to forge, if I had a failure with a certain combination, I never used that same combination again. I just always changed one.
It's a
so
number.
that it's a different combination. And I think there is some of that going on. I just don't know what it is. Which is why the thing drives me nuts.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to cut this short.
No, it's not short, Caesar. You've been here for well over an hour.
An hour and 57 minutes later, I gotta cut this short.
Yeah, Caesar, it's not short at all, bro. Thank you.
Yeah.
You guys take care. Nice
All right, man.
stream, guys.
Yeah.
Salon, take care.
Thank you, Caesar.
Everybody out there, much love.
All right.
All right.
Caesar, thanks for the Caesar 7 today.
Yes.
No problem, guys. Anytime.
All right. See you later, Caesar.
Hey, Momar's here. It's Momar. Momar's in the stream.
All right.
So,
All right, guys.
all right. See you, Caesar.
All right, bye.
Scorpion says that they should have the chance increase with each failure. That's an interesting postulate there. So.
All right. Well, I got 6 stones left. I'm going to do one more garrison attack. So, any more questions or anything else we want to discuss here in the very last little bit of the stream? Because I'm going to be cutting it off here very shortly.
I don't know. We've pretty much hashed everything out.
Gone through quite a bit today.
Yes, definitely.
We need to do these more often, by the way.
Oh yeah.
It's I mean, Zon and I get on here and talk all the time, but it's always nice to have other opinions and other voices tell
Yeah.
us what they think.
Of course.
No, I think it's good, especially when we've got updates and stuff like that, kind of get a nice mix of thoughts because, sometimes you just go in there with your initial thinking, and when you start hearing other opinions, you kind of start to go, oh, yeah, hey, that actually might not be so bad, or hey, that's actually, maybe that's a little, I didn't consider that, or a little worse than what I thought it was. It's kind of nice to hear the opinions on these changes that go on.
Exactly. So I do appreciate everybody joining in today. Yeah.
So, I want to do some more, but I think he's out.
So there's Zalon.
Oop.
All right.
I was gonna say,
Hey, can you please mute? We got a lot of wind.
yeah, Zade. It sounds like you're blowing away.
Sounds like Dave's right there on the battlefield with you.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so Ron says he failed on his second Caesar 7 technique on his 4-star ice spheres, but there is something to this.
Oh.
Georgie says R.I.P. Georgie R.I.P. DOT. What's up, Georgie? Why?
That sounds like a broken phone right there.
Yeah, that's not good. So, do we want to talk about iPhone 10?
Want to talk about the what?
Hey, I know this is me. I don't know how some guys play on phones. That's just too small. Even the 7s and all those, Note 8s and all that kind of stuff, whatever it might be, whatever device. How you don't play this game on a tablet amazes me.
Oh, I'm playing right now on a phone, Fandral. I'm playing right now on a phone.
I would have such a hard time when I switch to my phone. It's literally just for like on the minute, on the fly, or I know I've got something expiring, I had to jump in there. I just can't play this game without being on a tablet. Maybe it's just that screen size, pure preference, really. But
you also got
fat. Playing on a phone, how easy it is to accidentally sell a relic. I've never had a challenge like that.
Do you have chunky fingers, Fandral? Do you have chunky fingers?
I've got very skinny fingers.
Very skinny fingers. Okay.
Just screen size is just very. It's very tight on a cell phone.
Salon and I have the same device, and the screen size that we have which is I think 5.5 inches diagonal, is about as small as I want to play. I tried to play on Bozrak's iPhone, which is like a, the smaller iPhone, and I could not play on that. There's just not enough room. But he's 12, so he can.
Yeah.
He can do that a little bit better.
I'll tell you what. The one thing. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say I do also play on my tablet, and I prefer to play on the tablet.
I'll tell you one thing I'm looking forward to most, especially for the tablet, is I can honestly say forget about the new iPhone. I'm not dropping $1,000 on a phone that really it unlocks because I look at it. I'm not really that interested.
iPhone X is really sick.
I'm excited for iOS 11 that's supposed to be dropping this week or next week. They say it should be coming out right with the phone or maybe a week or two beforehand. That's going to offer finally the screen recording from the tablets, the iPads, which I hope ties directly into being able to live stream on YouTube. And if that's the case, I'll be looking forward to more streaming, live streaming on YouTube, because right now it's just a pain to have to stream.
Oh, well, nice, Fandral. That sounds nice.
And I think that probably will. It's nice that Apple is able to innovate a function into their devices that Android's been doing for 3 years. I think we should give them accolades for doing that. So
that's a nice way to stab at it, but we all know that once Apple does it, they usually do it better. I'm just kidding.
I don't know, Fandral.
No, dude, seriously. I mean, I have no hate for Apple products. I have a couple of iPads and a MacBook. I'm just saying that as a quote unquote techie person,
yes, we do.
I want to do things. No, well, I want to do things my way, not the way Apple thinks I should do them. But for non-technical people, that you just want it to work, then the iPhone definitely just works.
Agreed. Yeah, there's loads of more personal ways that you want to access and do things with the I myself used to do Android as well, and it's everyone's got their preferences, but I'm definitely missing out on the fact that YouTube gaming or YouTube does not allow me to live stream from my device. I'm hoping that once this built-in recorder is there, that YouTube will open up that functionality as well. But I want to ask this question. I'm going to circle back to DOT for a minute because we talked about it earlier. Roundtable said we want lightning troops. This would be my question. I know we talked about it a little bit, but what kind of troop, what would we want? What would a lightning troop look like? I know we've talked about we want a lightning troop. It'd be great for that, but what would it look like? What kind of weapon would it have? Would it be something that an archer throws it? Would it be something that they hit with? Like an Imperial?
I'm going to say that a lightning troop would be a ranged troop, and that what they have is they would have like a staff that they throw lightning bolts out of.
Lightning bolts. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And they should look like wizards.
Yeah, they should look like wizards. They should be like mages or whatever you want to call them. And, they got this
mage.
And the reason I say that is because we only have the two ranged troops, and we have lots of melee troops. So adding another ranged troop into the game would probably be a good thing.
I like this idea. Emmanuel just dropped in the chat, like a mini berserker, or even like a mini infiltrator would be. Maybe something as quick as a militia, but or even as quick as a panther, but you've got a group of maybe just 3 or 4 of them.
All right, so how about this? Yeah, Zay, we hear you. How about this? How about a single lightning troop, like you have a single panther, right? So you've got this single guy. So you've got this single guy. Yeah.
Excuse me.
What's up, Zayd?
I don't think he was talking to us. So anyway, you've got this single troop, and the troop, is a melee troop like a panther. He runs in there, but when the troop dies, a lightning bolt comes down.
Yeah, I could see that.
Interesting.
So what do you call it?
Malik,
I think Panthers
Malik,
should
it just happened. It
tonight
just
that when
dropped in
you
the
kill
update.
Panthers, then they Rider dies, and then the Panther, the real one, still goes.
I wish they'd change Panthers back to the way they were, because they used to be 3. It used to be a unit of 3 Panthers.
All right, there is
instead of just single.
there is something else that was just brought up. Now
That would be too
listen,
much. That would be
I'm
too,
gonna
that
show.
would be too deadly.
That's
Three
true.
Panthers.
That's true. That's true. It would be deadly.
Suicide Lightning Bomber. There you go, Ron.
All right,
Although
look,
we probably should call
right
it
here,
something else,
the
but,
septic
Yeah, that
belt.
would be
I'm
I
gonna
like
I'm
that
gonna
idea.
press the sell button right now, and I'm gonna test
Watch
out
there,
this.
someone who could make a shield wall.
See that? All right.
yeah, a shield. So maybe that's what, maybe with the lightning troops and make
These guys
them,
aren't listening,
quote,
but
unquote,
anyway,
Vikings,
look at this.
And then they can do the Viking shield wall thing.
Yeah, and then any troop that maybe more or less when troops hit them, they get the lightning damage. What was that, Bo?
Have them be a defensive troop, basically. So like the attacking troops take damage when they attack, not when they are attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Gives you a reason to have to use those ranged, use the ranged troop like archers and stuff, because that's the only way that, you can maybe hit them, is that those troops won't attack, they can only defend. So that gives you something for those ranged troops to have to, really target.
Yeah, true. That's basically, so they would be like a resist against ranged, or a resist against melee troop, so you have to target them with range. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah. Yeah. That definitely would require a change in strategy there. You can't use them to attack. They when they're being attacked, they'll, their defense gives off more damage. So their only weakness would be that ranged troop, which would be interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Manuel.
I
I know it
think,
was there earlier. I'm
I
just
think-
showing it off. That's all.
Panthers too should be able to go through the defense with their charge damage.
Yeah, charge damage. Yeah. So have the charge damage be when they hit with the charge damage, it brings down a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much they could do with a lightning troop if they really wanted to. But I think, they could get real exotic. But I think probably what they would actually do is just have it be a normal ranged or melee troop that does lightning damage.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Karen.
Although having it be a ranged troop shooting out lightning bolts would, probably make the most sense to me anyway. Probably not to anybody else, but just me. So.
No, I think it makes sense. And here's the thing. I'll circle back to this earlier. We talked about it at first on. I think, if we want to make a difference in the troops of the Titans and stuff like that, I think people need to get on and just take that survey. Really offer some feedback on what they have, because they've got a pretty good mix of stuff. Granted, I actually was taking some screenshots earlier. I was thinking about putting a video, but I'm going to change my mind on that, because there was a confidentiality, agreement you had to sign. So I'm not going to put a video about the survey out there, because I don't want them to yell at me. But I think if people want to make an impact in that whole, these races, these classes, and this damage, get to Facebook, get to their site, and take that survey.
Yeah. Doing the
So don't you guys think that we need new maps? Do you think we need new maps?
Well, yeah, I do. Yeah.
Honestly, I during the last event, I was raiding doing a lot of raiding on low-level lands. I mean, level 2s, level 3s, level 7s. And those maps are, at least the ones that I were taking on, had so much more detail and structure to them than some of these the higher level ones get a little bigger. But the low-level ones, even though they're smaller, there's more obstacles. There was this one map that I don't recall seeing. I took a screenshot of it. It had this massive stone structure, in the middle of it with these and it had torches and everything glowing on it. And it was only like a level 3 or level 4 land. You don't see that on these higher levels, at least that I have noticed. I mean, I took a screenshot and I was like, hey, this is really different. But I think they just need to. I think they need to bring those low-level maps up a little higher.
Yeah, some of the lower level maps are. So there's a transition period there on the lands when they go from having just the normal, physical troops to having, pikemen and grenadiers and panthers, right? There's a level there on the land somewhere around 7 and 8, I think it is, where the troops transition, and the higher level lands that have the archers and the spearmen and the militia are sometimes more difficult than the next level up. Just because of what you're saying, usually get the map, you have troops coming from all sides and the Titans in the back, and that's more difficult when there's more troops than it is when you just have 2 Grins and 2 Panthers.
Yeah, the Grins and Panthers, I mean, you've got them straight ahead, you've got the single spawn point, but some of these lower level ones, really, I think they just need to maybe make them bigger and just repurpose those. You don't see those, at least I don't see those a lot between these levels, 15 through 18 lands. I don't see a lot of the same obstacles you do when you're facing the spearmen, which, I was like, hey, this is an all new map for me. This looks cool again. And I actually was even just excited to see that change on those lower levels.
Yeah, well, they're supposed to give us a level design video, so hopefully they'll work on that.
Well, hopefully that's dropping today.
Gamer says, what's the best way to respond to a high player stripping your lands? Strip back or get together with your alliance, right? I mean,
yeah,
pay back tenfold.
It's pretty much what you gotta do.
We usually form a strike force, and right when it's happening, you don't do anything, and so it's usually 2, 3, 4 hours later, we'll make sure we have 6 or 7 players online, and we will target that person.
Me too, Scorpion.
And just take all your lands back or whatever. And we usually just do that once. If it continues, then you have to escalate from there. But most of the time, my advice is, do not become emotionally attached to your lands.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Let it go. All right, you can just go get some more lands from somewhere else, unless you just are bored and want to pick a fight. If you're able to hit that higher level player's garrison, then you can become very annoying to them because this is one of the things that Yuki told me one time, was that if I forget what the actual numbers were, but like if a level 14 castle player hits a level 20 garrison, you're going to get, say, 100,000 food, but that person is actually going to lose 230-something thousand food. So you can actually become very annoying to them, and because if you're able to, I don't know if you're able to or not. A lot of times I'm not, so I just let it go.
Yeah, I think unless if it's like daily where they're hitting you every day of the season, stripping what you get, definitely respond to it. But if they took your lands one time in a season, it's not, now it's even easier to replace them. You don't even have to battle for them, so it's not too big of a deal for the lands.
Oh, and also, I mean, evidently one portal stone capture is back for undefended lands. So
until the next event.
Yeah, they need to make a decision on that. Either make it be 6 or make it be 1. Stop changing it because it's annoying.
Yeah.
And just pick. I mean, just even whether we're in an event or not, I think they just need to make the decision and just stay with it. I don't. If it's 6, it's just keep it 6 all the time. I mean, if it's going to be 1 to keep neutral, I'm fine with 6 for undefended. That's just fine because at least I got to take it from somebody.
Yeah, no, I mean, I will agree that even though I enjoyed it and it was literally the easiest event ever, the lightning event, because of the 1 portal stone land capture,
yeah,
it doesn't make sense for it to be 1 portal stone to capture an undefended land.
Yeah, split the difference. If it's 1 portal stone to take it from neutral, and it's 6 to capture a defended land, let's just call it 3 stones to capture an undefended land that somebody has. I mean, just split the difference there, and I think everyone would be happy.
I think everyone would be perfectly happy with that. Because then it's the same amount of portal stones whether you want to raid or capture, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, you can raid a defended land for 3. You can't raid an undefended, so just make it 3 to capture it from them.
Just make it 3. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with
All
that.
right, guys. Listen, we're gonna have to wrap it up because we're probably either at the 2-hour mark or a little bit over, at least for the stream. Oh, someone just came in.
You are well. Look, you are.
Well, this call started
Hang
way
on.
before the stream, so it's not as long as this
I
call.
know, but on your current stream, you can check it on your end.
Does that count?
Yeah, it's gonna count. It's
Stop
gonna.
and start the stream and
No,
stuff
it's
like
gonna
that. Does that count?
because people stayed in the stream. Yes, it's gonna count both the initial video and this one that started. I just have to do everything after the fact. It's fine. It's gonna all be there as one file. But anyway,
So we're at 2 hours. Salon, you want to throw in your final remarks?
yeah, well, yeah. My final remarks is, well, thank you, Fandral, Boganora, and Xadegamer. Now, you guys better do it right. We're gonna exit this correctly. Everybody's gonna say their name one at a time, and then we're leaving, and then it's gonna be awesome. So, all right. So, but that does wrap everything up. I don't have any more gameplay while I can play in the background. We are at 2 hours. We discussed everything for the 1.18 update that I think we possibly can at this time. And we're waiting to see exactly what the next great event is going to be. Oh, you're one. Okay. Well, thank you for everybody for joining the stream. Thank you for everybody rewatching on the replay. And for the non-toxic gamers, I am Zalan.
And I'm Bo.
And I'm Zed.
For the not so non-toxic, but a friend of non-toxic, I'm Fandral.
Okay, thank you. And we're all signing off. Thank you, guys.